Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dropped Frames Co. What episode are we on?
Today is 911.
911. Okay. Not. We're just gonna leave that number alone. Let's move on.
Is that accurate? Like, wait, what?
It's totally accurate.
Oh, okay.
It's totally accurate. It's totally accurate.
I feel so small compared. Hold on.
I mean, I can fix that on my end. It's probably gonna go faster than you fixing on your end. Don't stand. Oh, now you're fucking. See, I've already fixed it. You're good.
I want to be like Bike.
Well, now your head's cut off because I moved it in.
What
Bike's gonna be real close up for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Am I close up?
It's fine.
How dare you.
Literally no one cares about any of this. Let's move on.
It's a good.
There's a Destiny race right now on Twitch. I don't know if you guys were aware. Have you been watching it all day? Because I just started watching it right now, and apparently Goth and them are going the wrong way.
I've gotten addicted to watching Gothalion just because he's hilarious and I love his personality.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I had to take my car in today, so I was stuck at the dealership watching them on my phone. And it's been awesome. Like that raid they're doing right now is intense. It's very puzzly. It's almost more puzzles than fighting. They're kind of like having to work through and figure the raids out. It looks so much fun.
So how many groups right now are on this final boss? Are there multiple groups on the same boss?
There's no way to tell for certain. There's not like leaderboards or anything like that. There are other streamers that they're kind of in competition with, but of course then there's the 80% others group that aren't streaming or affiliated with streamers that are doing it as well. So I think there's kind of a streamer world first, and then they have to wait until later to confirm who actually got the world first. Earlier for Goth and his team though, they actually got the world first. A couple big raids ago. Yeah. Their team was actually like the huge world firsters.
Yeah.
But we'll, it'll be a bit until we figure that out for this one. They're in the lead though.
Yeah, I'm watching the raid right now. I don't want to show anything because I'm not going to show another stream that's live. But this raid looks pretty. Are you looking at what I'm looking at right now, Co?
I've been kind of watching it all day, and yeah, it looks really cool. Like there's been a lot of different phases. Each phase has involved a different puzzle. There's kind of like a central hub that kind of holds them all together. There's been things from carry items to have different effects, avoid the boss. There's been like you guys assist somebody running through like a almost side scroller-esque maze kind of deal with little fights and waves in between. Like there's no question it is not just walk in and kill the boss and kill all the ads on the way to it kind of raid. There's a lot of thought in it.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about Destiny because I had some time with it. I'm interested to hear Zeke's thought, but or I should say thoughts. That seems dismissive. Zeke only has one thought on Destiny 2.
I only ever have one thought.
Only one thought at all.
I'm very primal that way. It's either food, shelter, or breeding. Like those are my three thoughts that I have, and only one can occupy my brain at any given time.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I do want to catch up with BikeMan. Bike, how's it going, man? You seem to be a lot better these days.
Yeah, I'm recovering.
Yes.
It was brutal at first, but feeling like my old self. It takes about 6 months to actually really feel like your old self, but I'm getting there.
My dad had, I think, a minor, I'm not sure of the proper term, but he had a heart attack in the past 6 months, and he still doesn't like walking up a full flight of stairs. That'll kind of wind him out and that stuff, and they told him not to do that. But is this you've streamed a couple times since being back, right?
Yeah, I did a couple. I did like a Dauntless and something else. Yakuza, yeah. I just want to see if I could. I was like, let's see how this goes.
Yeah. What? How's that been? How's both the response from the Twitch community and also just the stream itself?
It's been cool. The Dauntless stream taught me that streaming is a lot more intensive than people realize because my blood pressure shot up so high. I had to go to the emergency room after the stream was over. There was nothing wrong with me. Yeah, I didn't tell anybody that. Because it turned out to be like, as long as you don't have other symptoms aside from, I was like hypertension 2 level blood pressure, as long as you don't have like headaches or any other symptoms, the emergency room doesn't give a fuck about you. They're like, go home and sleep, we don't care. But your blood is literally going so fast, it's going to travel through time, and they don't care. They're like, whatever, you're having headaches, blurred vision, all right, go home. They're like a mother, like when you scrape your knee or whatever, grandmother is just like, it's nothing. The bone's sticking out. She's like, whatever, pop this back in.
Yeah, give him some 7-Up. He'll be fine.
Yeah, 7-Up.
Jeez.
Oh, recipe.
In terms of just, I think one of the things that I've saw when the unfortunate incident occurred is it kind of shook the Twitch world in terms of just like, oh God, BikeMan wasn't like unhealthy, and he was doing the same thing everyone else is doing. We gotta start eating right. We gotta start.
I know. I was just sitting around too much. Was like what the doctor said.
Yeah, you gotta start.
Bikeman was the first victim of the Great Trich War.
Yeah, you gotta start being active. I know.
Now
Dan,
I'm like, how many other streamers are gonna drop like flies from heart attacks because they don't do anything about it?
I
Like,
shouldn't
now I'm
laugh
like,
at that because it's
I shouldn't
actually a
laugh
real
either,
thing.
but it's like now I'm genuinely curious. Like,
yeah, I know. A couple of years back, when Jeff was when we were in the StarCraft 2 world, and he was playing StarCraft for 8+ hours a day, he had an issue with deep vein thrombosis, I think is the term, which is the main I think the main artery in your leg. Basically, just you've been sitting like this all day, and it just stops functioning, and your leg goes numb, and it's terrible for you. And that was really the only other scare that I've ever heard of when it comes to that stuff. But yeah,
Well, do you mean streamers and this stuff?
yeah. Was there another one that I'm misremembering?
There was a streamer that died of a heart attack a year and a half ago.
Okay, I don't
yeah, but
remember
wasn't
that
he
at
on
all.
drugs too? He was on meth.
I think there was one of those.
Meth might have
where,
occurred.
There were extra issues adding to it. But then there was, if you remember, Bike, the older streamer that we used to know, Geek Domo, his friend and fellow streamer actually died of a heart attack. And Geek Domo had to go in for a double bypass, I think.
Okay, I didn't know about those.
He was a big streamer at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it comes with our lifestyle. Like this is
it
what we do.
bad that I'm vaguely happy with how the clip turned out when I had the heart attack? Because
you handled it pretty well.
I managed to calmly raid Ziggy. I'm like, my arm hurts, and like, really, I gotta go. Okay, let's just raid Ziggy. Everyone say hi to Ziggy, and like, I'm having a heart attack like right then.
Yeah.
Like it's ramping up.
Where was the? Because I couldn't tell at all. You sound pretty passive and
saw
calm.
that clip. Actually, I got
my
linked
wrist
that
was
clip.
fucking killing me.
I never saw the clip. If
You
someone
don't-
wants to like,
dude,
We'll
here's
link
the
it in the chat somewhere.
yeah,
Thanks
link
to
it to
Bikeman,
me.
there's really not much to see. Like it looks like the end of any normal stream. He's just like, well, you know, my wrist is kind of hurting me, so I don't want to keep doing this because I'm in pain. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna rate Ziggy. Like it's just monotone, normal.
So where were you at, like pain threshold wise? There were you just?
It was getting like to a point. It felt like a pinched nerve, you know, like when you like pull a muscle or like pinch a nerve. It felt like in the inner wrist, like not on the other side of my arm for some reason. And then it radiated up like my forearm. And then as I was getting to the hospital, it felt like someone was drilling with like a white hot drill into like my heart. As it started to really feel like a pin needle of just fire going into my heart. I was like, this is really hurting. Like this really fucking hurts. So
Then,
yeah,
did they just knock
what a
you
heart attack
out?
felt like, but now I do.
Did they just like knock you out when you get to the hospital? What
They
was
put
the...
nitroglycerin under my tongue because
Okay.
apparently that slows your shit down real good.
Yeah.
And I remember I sat and because I'm sure they have like a shit ton of people come in with like panic attack, heart attacks. You know?
Sure,
They're like,
yeah.
Oh, sure.
Totally.
Yep. Just sit
I
over
did
there
that like 4
Yeah.
months ago. Yeah.
I almost did that a couple times. And so they were like not taking it seriously until they hooked me up to the blood pressure machine. And then I saw the doctor look at the nurse and then like with her chin, she was like indicating towards my blood pressure. And it was fucking catastrophically fast.
Yeah.
And then they put the nitroglycerin under my tongue and they were like, yeah, you just had a minor heart attack and it was going to be worse if you hadn't gotten in here. And then they yelled at me for not calling an ambulance.
Oh, you drove yourself?
Family member drive me. Oh, no, I had a family member drive me.
Oh, okay. I was like, Jesus, you
And,
drove yourself.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
they were like, next time
sounds
call an
terrible.
ambulance because I can stabilize you in the way, you idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But yeah,
That's
sounds
actually a
terrible.
really good point that you just said that a lot of people don't know about. If you're having a heart attack, it is better to call an ambulance than it is to try to get to the hospital.
It depends on how far away the ambulance is, really.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But a lot of times, the ambulance will get to you quicker than you could actually get to the hospital. So that and they got everything in the ambulance to hopefully
Stabilize
get you out of your issues. So yeah, at least stabilize you to the hospital. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always would have thought the opposite. I always would have thought
those.
get
Sorry.
the car and go. No, go ahead.
I had one of those nurses who's like really like harsh and scolds you, like the one who yelled at me about the thing. And
Those are kind of the best.
I was like, well, I don't know. She was kind of pissing me off a little. I was like, is it cool? Because I was parched. I was like, is it cool if I have like a little bit of water? So it's like, no, nice try though. I was like, what do you mean nice try? Like I'm trying to pull one over on you and get water. I'm thirsty.
Yeah,
I'm just asking.
did you happen to just have an involuntary wink as you said that or something?
No, I didn't do anything wrong. She was just like really like. I was like, are your patients try to trick you often that you get angry at them?
I don't know why she would let you have water. That seems kind of
She
whatever.
was odd.
Yeah, I'm
But
not
then
a doctor.
I got transferred to Leahy Clinic in like Burlington, Massachusetts, which is like a learning hospital and it's so good. It's so good. No, like you laugh, but like they go there because the cardiologists and stuff there are like world class.
Right.
like,
No,
they're
it just
fighting
learning
tooth and
hospital
nail.
means something
Yeah.
different, like
okay.
just in and of itself
Oh,
to
you mean-
like my head.
Oh.
I know what a learning hospital is. It's just funny to hear that.
You walk inside, it's like a doctor with just a mirror, and he's like, "Hi, I'm here to fix
How
you."
you doing? I don't know what this is, but we're learning.
Yeah, someone's just sitting there
Someone's,
trying to
like,
get a
spleen
vein.
in his hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone's trying to find a vein on a person with like 600 pinholes in their arm or some shit. Yeah,
Just picking up like scalpel.
yeah.
Scalpel.
Oh god damn it.
Like the fucking electric company.
Yeah,
You walk in, the dude literally has a book like "How to Be a Doctor for Dummies." He's like sitting like, "Just 1 second."
that'd be terrifing.
I
Get me
got
out of
the-
there.
No, my favorite part of that clip was the part where he said, "I think I'm gonna take a shower."
Yeah, I was almost did. I'm glad I did take that shower. Well, this shower makes everything better, dude. Does it not?
Well,
It does, no, really, like
It's a
showers
big
are
shower. You have a
cleansing
cold,
for
hot
sure.
Shower, like the fucking makes it like it's like a cessation of symptoms for like a half hour, however long you stay in hot water.
huh?
But yeah, so I had this doctor, Dr. Fitton, right? And he's like one of the best cardiologists in the world, and he acts like it. Like he's like,
Oh,
I'm
really?
not supposed to say this. Not supposed to say this, but you're gonna be just fine. We're gonna fix you right 100%. 100%. You're gonna live and better than you were before because you know you're clogged up right now, and we're gonna bypass that, and you're gonna be like better than you've been since like you were first born. And I was like, holy shit, dude. And then like every nurse that came in, and he was like it looked like kind of like he's graying hair, but not quite all the way yet, but like predominantly
Yeah.
like kind of like maybe mid 40s to 50s. And every nurse that comes in was just like, oh, Dr. Fitton, he's good. I was like, damn, whoa.
What the
good
fuck?
Good cardiologist or good in bed? Because you kind of said that like intimately.
Yeah, yeah. That's
But anyway, seriously.
No, I had that feeling. I went to, on one of the tours of St. Jude, and the tour guide was like, "This thing is pioneered by this doctor and this doctor. The reason why I came to work at this place was because of this doctor. He's just revolutionary in child medicine, blah blah blah." And then he comes walking by, and the fucking tour guide like clams up and gets like fucking nervous because this doctor is just like this superstar.
Wait a second.
huh?
That happened on my tour too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a planned thing.
Yeah, they act
Maybe they
out.
do that to all the big donators to make it. We're on to you, St. Jude. We figured out your
Those
plan.
brilliant minds at St. Jude.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had like a cocky doctor before. Like,
Yeah,
that's kind of
I
a.
learned a lot of different things like after that heart attack that they do that I
Mhm.
never imagined in a million years. Like they go up through your wrist.
Mhm.
They insert like a long metal like wire all the way up into your heart,
Yeah.
and then that's how they check out if everything's good with the camera, and then
Wait.
they insert the stents that way too.
Through your wrist?
Through my
Yeah,
wrist.
through the big vein
The
in
guy
your
was
wrist.
like, the guy was like, this may hurt a little bit, but hold on, and he's like shoving it in, like,
Yeah.
like, cause it's already way up in there, but he needs to like get it a little bit, like, you know, moved somewhere, and it's just like there's got to be a little pressure, just, you know,
They-
like, I'm like, oh god,
Yeah, for my dad, I think they went through his leg for all that. Some vein in his leg, right at the knee joint to get to his heart, which is kind of
I have a cut
crazy.
there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took out my blood vessels from there and replaced the heart ones.
Yep, that's what they did for him as well. Yeah, medicine's kind of crazy.
Medicine's
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
crazy. Absolutely.
When you get into all of it. So, what did you tell him like what you do for a living? Did you have that whole conversation
That
with
was
him?
the most fun. That was the most fun when they learned how much I make monthly.
Oh god.
Because when you first tell someone, I was like, I stream video games for a living and people watch me, and they're like, that sounds very quaint. I'm a doctor. I drive 3 Ferraris. Fucking, and then you're like, they're like, yeah, I make this much a month. They're like, really? You make that much a month? Okay,
pretty
well,
common.
tell me more about this, and like, let me fucking see if I can like catch you sometime and see what this is all about. I get really interested when the money angle comes in.
Yeah, definitely. So did they like when he told the doctor? Did you do the like? Yeah, it's a pretty cush job, but you know, I have to deal with people a lot. Like, did you
Deal with
approach
people,
that, or
yeah.
like how did that conversation come up? Because I assume
Not
that's
really,
probably
didn't get really deep into it because
Okay.
like you kind of want to get off because it's like kind of awkward conversation.
Totally.
Because they don't know what the fuck you're talking about, even though like you're trying to.
yeah.
I drive time radio, but on the internet and with pictures and talking.
I would just assume, obviously not all interactions, but certain interactions when streaming can definitely heat someone up into a blood pressure spike or something like that. So I figured, whenever I tell a doctor or something like that, they're just like, oh, well, just don't let it bother you. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks, doc. Thanks for that advice. just don't let it bother you. Just ignore it. You'll be better off if you just don't worry about that. I'm like, okay. Thanks
Wasn't
for
there
your
like a
expert
Louis
advice.
C.K. like where he talked about how like his leg like hurt, and then he's like, well, that's just that way from now on. So just deal with it. Yeah, because you're old.
Yeah, that'll happen.
You're 40, so that's how that is.
Yeah.
So what would you tell me if I was a star quarterback football player? Is like, you're not one of those.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just. Did he say anything like in terms of how to take it easy to not work? Like what was the when you're leaving the hospital? What do they say?
Walk around. They said, for God's sakes, get up and walk around. So every like 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours, I get up and walk up and down the driveway. It's like 600 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so like that like gets your whole system pumping good.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, but if you just sit straight for 12 hours, then you're really hurting yourself a lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I try to stand up like at least 6. I don't do 4. That's to me that's a little crazy, but if that's what the doctor says, it makes sense.
I do 2. Every 2 hours I get up.
Do you?
Yeah, the nurses were yelling at me. They're like, it should be every 2 hours. I was like, well, that's not realistic. They're like, it was 6 hours. Sound good, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it also gives me excuse to like, I'm gonna get up and walk around, and I'm just gonna throw some ads on, while I take care of my health.
600-foot driveway. I live in woods, a long dirt driveway. It's not a mansion. Trust me.
Oh, I didn't even consider that.
I put a picture of it on Twitter recently. It looks like a Jurassic Park trail.
Yeah, you put little dinosaurs on the side and stuff.
You could. You really could. And people would be like, that's the new sequel coming out. Did you see the picture? And then it would be like a big internet scandal. Like, it's fake pictures. Guys, driveway.
Co, how long do you take breaks or anything, Co? Do you stand up and
Did you have a standing desk at one point?
I did, and I used it for like 3 months.
That's usually how that goes.
Yeah.
How many standing desks are in people's attics next to the Christmas decorations?
Well, I did the standing desk thing for a while, and it works well, and I may start doing it again soon. But the big thing is, one of the reasons that I like a mouse and keyboard, for instance, is how much control I have, and it's a different feeling when you're standing. Like it's a little bit. I don't feel as connected when I'm playing games if I'm standing and playing them, because my elbows are free floating instead of resting on a chair like you. So as a weak, scrawny person, it is much easier for me to game sitting down. If I'm standing, a controller's fine. And that actually was when I first started using my standing desk, I played games that were mostly controllers. But then when I started transitioning back to PC games, like trying to do an aiming game when you're standing, it's really tough for me. Because you're basically having to either free float your mouse or you're having to kind of rest your wrist. And that's kind of weird by itself. So I don't know, it was a little bit weird.
Into the standing desk stuff, but I don't know. I don't think I would use it that much. I think I'd go kind of like I'd be into it for like a couple months, like Co did or Co was, and then I'd just be like, I just want to sit down. I just don't want to do this.
What if you had
anymore.
like a bicycle seat you could sit on with pedals, and your computer power would go out?
I've seen
with the
someone.
pedal
Now, actually, I've been looking into one of those.
Yeah?
They're just
really
like
that
weighted,
real?
No, they're weighted bases, just a weighted base with pedals in them. Essentially, that's it. And they're just tension pedals. So they're not even just a little bit of tension. You can just keep it right under your desk and pedal like when you're doing stuff. That could be kind of cool.
I think Shannon had
just
one
like
of
a
those.
standing desk, use it for a couple weeks, and then you get tired of it. So
and then it gets cobwebs sitting next to your standing desk in the attic.
Yeah.
Totally.
Next to the push-up pads and the
next to everything bad thing
and that thing that you put in the door to do pull-ups that you never use.
That time you were going to learn electric guitar, and now it's just sitting there.
That's right. It's next to the guitar and the oboe and the dulcimer.
There's a lot of experience of things you guys have bought but don't use anymore.
Fucking dulcimer.
Oh,
I love it.
Good grammar usage.
My cotillion is sitting in the corner, just gathering dust. Right next to the Nickelodeon.
I'm glad everything's all right now, and that you're on the road to recovery. You're recovered already, but you're kind of just taking it easy for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, like they don't want me. My sternum's still broken. It takes 10 weeks to actually fully heal. Wow. So they're like, don't lift anything heavy. Like lift nothing.
Oh right, because it was open.
Don't
it was
get
open
punched
heart.
in the chest by.
It's being held together by wires. Apparently, they're supposed to like embed themselves into the bone eventually, like and just be part of my. Now I have metal sternum.
They didn't. Did they? record the procedure or anything like that?
I don't know. I should have asked them. I would.
Yeah,
love to
you
have
should
actually
stream
seen
the
it, because
procedure.
I'm sure they had dudes like watching because it was a learning hospital.
Right. Yeah, they got to have a recording somewhere, I would think.
Do a reaction video of you watching your own surgery.
Yeah.
It sucks when I first got out of the hospital. Like any amount of walking, like you said, your dad going up the stairs, like me going up my stairs, I'm just like, I gotta rest for like 5 minutes, and I'm not sure exactly what causes that.
Yeah. Well,
I know that like my heart was fine. It was like the blood vessels, so they like made detours, but like I guess it has to get used to it. I don't know.
Yeah, they're forming the connection, I would think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ask me anything. I'm a doctor. I understand all this stuff.
I got you. I'm sure someone in chat like can armchair it.
Sure, yeah. I could totally armchair that. Yeah, my dad he couldn't. He would like go to lift like a bottle of wine. And if he would like put it up on the second story of a shelf or something, he'd be like, "All right, I need a couple minutes." I'm just like, what the like really? Yeah, it's
Also, I'm only allowed
fun.
to have 2,000 milligrams of salt now.
Oh,
Sodium.
is that your daily
That's
intake?
like one Chipotle chip.
Dude, everything good has sodium in it. Everything.
yeah.
All of it has sodium.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I eat is sodium.
I know, right? So, like, they're like, you can have something, bad for you every now and then, but it should just be a treat, like once a month.
Did they tell you the whole cut down on red meat stuff? Eat fish?
Anything with, like, cholesterol and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. My dad had to stop
did they
eating
say
red meat and white wine. He had to drink red wine now, which is apparently good for you after a heart attack.
Yeah.
I don't know. What were we going to say, Zeke?
did they say anything about vaping?
I am now zero nicotine vaping, so this is just flavor, like purely.
Oh, okay.
They said that there's no FDA, there's nothing. There's no like real FDA or any like studies. There's nothing for doctors to draw on to be like, yes, this is good, or no, this is bad. So they were like, we don't trust it. We don't trust it, but we know that it's way better and more benevolent than cigarettes are. So as long as you cut the nicotine out, they were like, go fucking nuts, dude. We don't give a shit. Basically, yeah. So no nicotine.
Are they like, okay, random side question here. Are they doing all these studies on vaping? Has been a thing for years.
I don't know who's doing what. There's too many people there's too many people trying to use it like for their political agendas and like weird shit going on, right now with it.
You'd think by now we could have like definitive, point to this study. It's better.
A lot
than
of the studies that come out are like big tobacco funded. So they're like, vaping causes demons to pop out of your chest like Alien.
How funny is
really?
it that
Who
now
funded this?
Big Tobacco is like
Reynolds.
Big Tobacco is combating the vape world, which is something
They
that
are.
spawned from Big Tobacco to begin with. It's kind of fucking crazy to think about all that they're rallying against it. But I'm sure it's probably killing their market. That the couple of people that still actually smoke, it's killing that market. For sure.
Can I give recognition to game studios that fucking like were out of nowhere were just awesome when I had my heart attack?
Yeah,
Oh
totally.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Rockstar
absolutely.
Games sent me one of every fucking thing in their store catalog.
Really?
Like the box open, it was like one of every t-shirt. I got like fucking like 80 t-shirts,
That's
like
sick.
5 caps, various like stuff. I have a diploma from the Bully Academy, like shit
Nice.
like that. Like everything. They clicked one quantity of everything on their store and then put it in a box and sent it.
That's awesome.
Holy shit, that is cool.
Path of Exile Dev sent me a signed map that I have a frame coming for that. And then I got
That was
like tweet
amazing.
back. Yeah, because I haven't tweeted. I was like, thanks for the thing, but it was kind of paltry. So like when I get it framed, I'll get a picture and be like, see, I did stuff. And then Dauntless put in the well, they were going to do that anyway, but like they made a bigger deal about it and gave out like 1,000 codes on their forum.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Layer. That was cool.
Man, this vascular shit is a pretty good racket.
I know, you get a heart attack and then you get all kinds of swag.
Zeke,
It's
look,
like
I
you're
know
on
a guy. If you want to have a
backseat.
heart attack, I'll set you up. Okay.
Ah.
There's
No,
just that little
I'm
part of
cruising for it.
surviving it. Just a little.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 chance of survival. You gotta.
No,
might be worth
it's honestly with my genetics, it's just a gamble whether I'll get some strange form of cancer or I'll have a heart attack or an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Because I got both sides. It's going. They're just racing toward the finish line.
I'm trying to think genetics. I think it's probably. I think I've had people in my extended family with cancer, but I'm not sure of any like other crazy debilitating diseases that run in the genes. So hopefully.
I've got a fun one.
Yeah.
See, by the time I'm older, I'm not even going to remember my name.
Oh,
so
really?
I'll just be like, yay!
Yeah.
small red colored blocks with letters on them. So that's what's probably going to be taking me.
Alzheimer's.
I'll
is
take
pretty
mine. I'll
rough.
take mine. I'd rather keep my faculties and
Yeah, I don't want Alzheimer's. That terrifies the shit out of me.
Same here. That's one of
Me
my biggest
too.
fears. Is fucking
Can't
like
wait.
going crazy or forgetting.
And what
things.
Robin Williams had, like I understand why he did what he did after finding out what he had.
Yeah. It, wow, that got dark really quick. Thanks, God.
I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
Zeke.
Yeah, it's true.
It is true. It is true.
This used to be a gaming talk show.
Ah.
Yeah. On the bright side, though, I can't wait to get to that stage and still be streaming. And every single day when I start up, I'll be like, man, I haven't played Witcher 3 before ever. This is going to be
This
awesome.
is
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember
And then, like,
anything
the
about
next day, it's going to be like, man, Witcher 3, this is going to be great. First time ever. Just in my title every day. First, blind, totally blind.
this. Totally
Every
blind.
day. It's gonna
Dude,
be
you
great.
should do a charity stream for Alzheimer's, but don't tell anyone, and then just do the same exact thing every single day, and just raise money for it. It's like a dark charity stream, but I guarantee you that you would make a lot of money from it.
Yes. People
I mean,
think
you would
know,
make a
I-
lot of charitable donations from it. Is what I meant to say.
I was in a pondery mood last night, and I tweeted out something about comedy and humor. Can we joke about anything?
Yeah.
And I'm still of the opinion that yes.
Oh, I know. I'm
Give me
riding
the
that
right
line
guy.
right now. I'm definitely on the line of people like Jesus, JP. So yeah, I got you.
context matters.
Exactly.
Context matters and
And
angle matters.
your suaveness of delivery matters.
You can say jokes specifically to make people laugh, and you can say jokes specifically as veiled attacks against other people.
Totally.
So I mean, it's not. I'm with you. I'm fine with anything being funny subject matter as long as it's not being used as a veiled attack, or some kind of like that. That's when the walls start breaking down. That's
Yeah.
when shit starts getting.
I've had people be
Great,
like,
man.
they joke about something that's like kind of taboo that I would normally let slide, but they sucked at. They're like, I can joke about anything, okay? I'm like, yeah, but you sucked at saying it, so I hate you.
Delivery
Yeah.
is also very
You
important.
sucked at it.
Yes.
But all that shit. Like I heard a lot of different angles and arguments about like what like it all those things. It has to be funny. Like the delivery has to be there. Like all that shit. To the end result of it being funny. If it doesn't meet all those requirements along the way, it's not fucking funny. Therefore, it's not a joke.
Yeah, I
Way
agree.
to look at it.
I agree.
And we've had plenty of examples of this failure by watching comedy night streams.
I haven't played that yet. Is that good?
It's
a
good if you
avenue.
have don't play
Yeah.
with viewers. Yeah.
Viewers can basically just like troll your stream with that, and all the worst ways
yeah.
imaginable.
I've watched so many clips on live stream fail of that, and like then I watch the VODs too because I'm curious, and like maybe 1 in 1,000 viewers is funny,
Yeah.
and the rest are either racist, think they're funny, but really aren't, and it's painful. It's just bad. It's bad.
Yeah. There's no way to like
I
catch
need
any
to
of
do
it.
that.
too.
I think then.
There's no way to catch any of it. You'd have to like Zeke. You know like actual stand-up comedians and stuff. That's who you should invite to do that, because you can just connect from anywhere. You don't have to be in the presence of the game. You can just connect online to different lobbies.
Well, I've
and
never
stuff.
even booted up the game. Can I like as a streamer? Can I just boot up the game and be in the audience and watch?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
'cause I'd like to do that.
But again,
Yeah, you can be in the audience and just sit there and judge if you want.
it's dicey
Yeah.
because the second someone in stream decides to join your same room and then decides to get up on the mic, and then you know where I'm going. It gets a little
Yeah.
scary. Yeah. So you got to be careful about that stuff. But
No, when I've tried stand up a couple of times, and I'm not good at it unless I'm like I have to over prepare for stand up. Improv I can do because you can just keep going. You make a mistake and you just keep moving on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
stand up is all you, and if you're underprepared for it and you're not confident about it, you get fucking flustered and everything just falls a fucking apart.
everything that I've heard from comedians talking about doing comedy has said that it's a learned skill. No one is just automatically good at comedy. It's something that takes like tons of hours of just sitting there processing, actually going on stage and failing and bombing super hard. And then after you do that enough, you kind of start to get the hang of it over time. So I will never do it because of that reason. Because I feel like the bombing process would just be too
Yeah, you have
fucking
to
brutal.
suck until you're good at it. Yeah.
Yeah, just way too brutal.
Well, no, I have a buddy who moved out to New York. He like saved up hundreds of thousands of dollars because he was like a mortgage broker or something like that, and he saved up for like every penny for like 6 years, and then because he wanted to move out to New York, live off of his savings and do stand up, nothing but stand up, and he's been out there for like 5 or 6 years, and he's just been told over and over again, round about 8 years, you become good.
Yeah.
Like 8 fucking years? 8 fucking years? They're like, yeah, that's when you usually like find your voice and you become like, yourself as a comic.
Makes sense.
God damn, man.
Speaking of comedy, I think Jerry Seinfeld's Netflix special comes out next week, which I'm unbelievably stoked. It's like the first time I think he's done a recorded stand-up in forever. So I'm super, super excited for that stuff, which is a random tangent. Yeah. Well, cool. Bike, I'm glad everything's getting better. I was pretty, I guess, shocked is maybe the word, because the night before you had that heart attack, we were literally in Discord, just like hanging out playing Path of Exile, and I think I ended up going all night and sleeping, and I woke up and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Bike went to the hospital because he had a heart attack." I'm just like, "What? What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?" Everyone was pretty
And
shocked.
usually,
And
like you
surprised.
said, is that like a shockwave through everyone? But I'm wondering, like, how long the awareness, because how awareness works that way. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that happened. I should get healthy and I should do all these things. And then a month later, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm eating fucking Wendy's.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be a lot of that, but
Shock wore off. That's what happened.
I know Dan's Gaming has had like the biggest change that I've seen, at least, or the one that's been the most public about it. He's doing a bunch of meal prep and taking care of himself a lot more because of all that. So if anything, you're helping one person out for sure. So
That's cool. I love Dan.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about games. How'd you like Dauntless? I had it up for a little while. We've talked about it on the show, but from what you've played, both pre whatever it is, beta, closed beta now, and alpha before that, how'd you like it?
I missed the entire alpha.
Yeah.
I had been testing it before the alpha, and so I tried the beta recently, and I mean, I really like it, but obviously they got a lot of progress to go. They got to go, a lot to go, a lot of content.
Yeah,
Needs to be. Yeah.
that's kind of
right now. It's tedious repetitiveness.
That's kind of what I think the general consensus was between me and Co when we touched on it. So.
And I think Monster Hunter manages to avoid that because they have missions like get 3 eggs out of the level or explore this new area and gather, but no monsters unless you really feel like it. And like they do like different like missions that spice it up, Like get 3 pieces of meat and cook them and then combine them with this thing. We're doing a tutorial, but also we're keeping you from fighting the same monster over and fucking over again until you hate yourself.
Right.
Also, from the looks of the just from the cinematics that we've seen, and I guess it's all in game of Monster Hunter, the fights look so much more varied. That's one thing that's been really that really has me interested in it. Like in Dauntless, every level is kind of the same, and it's all run until you find the monster that's just walking in like a pattern in a circle in one area, and then you fight him in that set arena, and then sometimes he moves to another exact similar arena. So. From the looks of it, Monster Hunter is going to really mix that up a lot.
Well, I mean,
like
Monster Hunter is like, that doctor who's been practicing for like 50 years, and he knows what he's been done this over and over again. And then Dauntless is just like, I'm fresh out of college.
Right.
You got a headache? I don't know what to do.
I do hope that that Dauntless does well in some capacity, though, because Monster Hunter's kind of always owned that space, and they haven't really like innovated a whole lot on the whole thing. So I hope that they get if Dauntless succeeds, that more and more people try and to do things in that space.
Dauntless is going to be free to play, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And Monster Hunter is not, right?
Yeah. It's always been a full
so
game.
that right there will be an interesting schism, especially as we kind of see, because free-to-play games tend to undergo a little bit heavier development over time.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see after Monster Hunter comes out. Of course, Dauntless is going to look at that release and go, okay, what do we want to take from here?
Yeah.
And we're going to probably see the next few major patches and expansions kind of as catch-up.
Right.
But yeah, we'll have to see. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to Monster Hunter. Is that end of this year?
I think it's early 2018.
Early 2018.
They might have put a release date in like January or February, I think.
I told Capcom that if they're going to do any kind of restriction, like you can only play 1 hour in this section where you have to play for 3 days to get there before you can actually show the content of it. I was like, I'll do it. Just put it in front of me. I'll do anything. Any restriction. Just give me the game.
They had a lot of people recently playing what I think was a closed beta or closed alpha, and they didn't have to travel anywhere. They just gave them access to it. So it seems like they're going to be, and that was all coverage based, not like testing based. So it seems like they're going to be pretty open at coverage for that, which is good.
Tons of coverage coming out from that game.
Yeah.
Like so many videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Long videos.
and the fun thing, kind of what you guys have already said, but the cool thing about all that is all the coverage that they already showed, just like Ko said, it seems like there's just a lot already in that game, and they're pretty early on, and well, they're about probably middle of the development cycle right now. So, yeah, I'm excited for that whenever that does decide to ship. I want to say, Ko, though, it's February or January, which will be good.
And then Monster Hunter Double Cross came out for Switch in Japan, but not in English.
Is that already out? Is that like
I have a copy of the Japanese version. I have not streamed it yet, but I plan to.
Okay.
Retro Gaijin has been.
What's like the big new thing in that? Do you know what
it is the last
innovation is?
3DS version of the game, but on Switch with some extra content. And like, what they do with like Monster Hunter, like they'll release like a few versions of the same game, but like you'll start in like a different starting village and have a different path through it or something. They'll change that up.
Yeah. Well, let's talk Destiny. We've kind of talked to death, so we won't spend too long on it. Bike, you didn't touch the console release at all, right?
I purchased it after watching Gothalion because I kind of caved, but I still haven't played it because I just really don't want to play it on PS4.
Yeah. And Zeke, you were playing it mostly off stream, if not all off stream, right?
Actually, I'll tell you what, man. I played it a couple times off stream, and it felt fucking hollow because I was like, I'm gonna waste all this time building up and getting all these items just to start on PC again.
Right.
I've got Final Fantasy shit to do. I'm almost done with that.
Yeah.
So I put down the Destiny. I went, fuck it. I'll just wait for PC and
I had
back to Final Fantasy.
I had a really weird experience with it where I didn't plan on playing it. We did drop frames last week. I was kind of getting to a point in Path of Exile where I was getting tired, and I still haven't killed Shaper yet. Just getting tired of attempting him because there wasn't really anything else for me to do in Path of Exile except start a new character or kill Shaper. It's like, fuck it, I'll just play the console version. So I started that last Thursday. And I had that same exact feeling, Zeke, where it's like, I'm going to have to redo all this again. I'm just kind of testing the waters. Let's just see how it is. 31 hours later of farming the same shit over and over, I finally realized once again, oh God, I have to do this all over again. I just quit cold turkey. But you said it was hollow in the sense that you were going to have to redo it all over again. I feel like the content is hollow because there's not much of it. I was repeating things after about 9 hours. Granted, I was having fun while doing it, but after the first stream, it was literally the same thing for like the next 20 hours. Just grinding public quest over and over and over and over and over. And I did 13 hours of those straight with zero change in what I was doing. But I had fun, but it still felt kind of light.
That's the double-edged sword, though, right? Like, I'm really mad that I have to wait for PC, but when it does come out, there's gonna be a lot more to do.
There's gonna be I don't know. I guess I expected more in game to do, and I guess the raid's out now, so I can do that. But it seems like Goth and them are getting ready to kill the final boss, and it's only been 4 hours and 40 minutes of raid time.
And 2+ hours of that has been figuring the raid out.
Yeah.
I'm just going by Gothalion showing their like release schedule, and it looked like they had a lot of stuff planned, but between now and PC.
Yeah, they do have some stuff planned for sure, but a lot of that is just kind of like PvP weekend where this thing's available for this weekend.
Really?
And that type of stuff. As far as I know, I'm pretty noob when it comes to the Destiny stuff, so chat might be the best there. But yeah, it did feel kind of light, but at the same time, I had a lot of fun playing what I played, and I didn't do much of it with friends. So it wasn't like the whole fun with friends issue that I've had before, where if I'm not playing with friends, it's fucking boring. I just cruising around the different planets, doing all the different world quests, and it was a fun grind. And I'm looking forward to do it again on PC. I don't know if it's gonna last more than like a week before I'm already like, all right, I'm good. Let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll just have to see with that stuff. Zeke, from what you played, besides it being kind of like for nothing in that sense, because you're going to be playing the PC stuff, what'd you think of what you played?
I only played the story quests. Like I did a couple of like daily events or whatever, but mostly I was just taking my time through the actual story shit, and it's fucking fantastic. The sights, the sounds. The voice acting is phenomenal. The music is awesome. It's really, really good. And it just sucks because I'm just like, I don't want to do this on my PlayStation. I want to do it on my PC.
Yeah.
So I stopped and I'm just like, God damn it. I don't want to play a video game with this feeling.
I think I said the words, man, I can't wait to see, do, look on PC about 1 billion times when I was doing that stream. So much so that there was a drinking game in my chat where anytime I would mention the word PC, they were like, all right, everyone take a shot. And people are pretty fucked up by the end of those streams. I still have no idea what it's going to look like on Twitch for the PC launch. Absolutely zero idea. I'm thinking that everyone's going to have seen that content for 100, 200 plus hours by then, that it's just not going to be another big launch on Twitch, but I hope I'm completely wrong when that stuff comes out, because there are going to be more people playing it, especially channels with a much larger audience than the ones right now. In some cases, some of the one, I think Goth has like 85,000 right now, which is fucking
87.
insane.
Yeah.
Which is insane. But will those people be there to watch the PC stuff? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. They may not be here to watch the PC stuff, but assuming that what we're hearing is correct and that after the PC release, Destiny 2 console and PC will be synced up moving forward for raid release, then all this big hype you see for these raids, you will see repeated with the PC crowd involved
Right.
the next time this comes around. So, I mean, that alone is going to be huge. Like, I would have been streaming all day if I had access to do this. Like, I'd probably still be streaming it. It looks so much fun.
Yeah.
So, and I know there's a lot of streamers that are in that boat too. So, yeah.
But yeah, like I said when we started this, we talked Destiny to death for the past 2 shows. So let's talk some newish stuff. What have you been playing lately? You've been revisiting some stuff actually, right?
Okay, so I have had a love-hate relationship with Divinity Original Sin over the years. I tried to play it when it came out, and I played it for like 30 hours. I did my best to fall in love with it, but at the time there was not a lot of voice acting. There were some issues with it, and I put it down. So I then restarted months ago in the Enhanced Edition, which they made fully voice-acted game. They made all sorts of little adjustments and enhancements. It was a huge amount of fun. I played that for like 40 hours, and then for some reason I had to put it down. So then I heard Divinity Original Sin 2 was coming out. I've been asked, almost every day for months, I was asked, are you going to play this? What's the deal with this? And I kept saying that, I might go back to DOS 1. I might check out 2. I didn't really know. And then a couple weeks ago, I realized I had an opening in my schedule. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just see if Divinity Original Sin 1 still kind of scratches that itch. Maybe I'll just try it for a little bit. And I was very tentative on it because it's a very big game. And for me, it's very tough when you've played a game for so long to then come back to it and try to remember, why do you have all these items in your inventory? What skills were you using? How do you play this game? So didn't really expect much, but dude, this game is so good. It's so good. I started playing again. I was back on my feet within an hour. I had stopped right in front of a few big fights, which definitely trial by fired me right back into figuring out what I was doing. Every day for the last 4 or 5 days now, I've basically streamed this all day. I haven't even been looking at my viewer numbers. I've just been playing and having an awesome time in it. And I have the bug. I have the Divinity itch. Yeah. So tomorrow, 11 a.m. is when the embargo releases on the full version of Divinity Original Sin 2.
Oh, really?
And there's a good chance I'm going to try to 100% it before October.
Ooh.
Man, that's like a 200 plus hour game, right?
It's like 8 to 12 hour streams every single day of DOS 2 until the games start releasing in October. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm going to do the playthrough as if it was 100%. I'm going to try to go everywhere, talk to every person, do every side quest. I don't think I will get it done before the big releases. But what then I'll probably do is kind of bounce between DOS 2 100% and the big releases like Wolfenstein, Evil Dead, South Park, Shadow of War, all that stuff. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited to dive in. I haven't been this pumped about just kind of like going into a full bore 100% since, God, I can't even remember.
Witcher?
It's been so long. Yeah, Witcher 3 was one of the last big ones. DAI as well. But yeah, it's been a while. But today was the first time I sat down with the character creator in Divinity Original Sin 2, and I was on the early access version, the one that's been out for the last couple weeks. And man, they have made so many changes. And I can't wait to dive in and check them all out. It's going to be cool.
Are you going to join any groups? Because 4-player is like completely different from single player.
I'm going to do a solo run for the 100% to start with. And I've got like all sorts of plans for what I'm going to play in that regard. But outside of that, I've heard you can do like parallel campaigns with characters and stuff. I may look into that. I wanted to talk to you, actually. I've been having a lot of people asking me what to do
I've had
streams of Divinity.
Ton of offers. People are like, join our group.
Yeah, I bet.
What I'm really interested in is the DM mode.
Yes, actually, and this may be a good time to talk about this, even though the game isn't out yet. I'd love to talk to like JP about like this is probably one of the most developed sets of RPG tools we've seen.
Sure, you saw Mercer's campaign, right, JP?
I saw bits of it. Yeah, when you guys we talked about it yesterday on Court of Swords with because Adam was talking about it.
That's what I was going to say. If you or Adam or anyone did it, I would shit to be part
Adam's
of that.
Like
great.
Pretty against any stuff that's come out so far that has DM tools and just kind of calls them shit. So I think he's going to be a hard sell for that just to see because I haven't seen anything in Divinity and I don't think he has either. He's definitely interested in looking at it, but. It's just kind of restrictive in that world. It's not to him. I'm kind of putting words in his mouth, but the way that I understood what he was saying yesterday is to him, tabletop is like you could do anything. And in this, it's like you could do anything in this game world. And that's kind of a flaw.
Yeah, you have to resign
him.
yourself to being in that game world.
Yeah, that's kind of a flaw to him. So we might be able to do. We could definitely talk for sure.
They did license out like that D&D stuff, didn't they?
Wait, which in Divinity? Or are you talking about the
in Divinity? Yeah, they've sat down with Wizards of the Coast and
really
got like some campaign books in there, like default.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
I have to admit, I completely see where Adam is coming from. For the record, I can the less options you have, the less cool things you can do. I'm just gonna say that at the beginning. On the other side, it makes me wonder, like, would doing a serious campaign as being as restricted as you are in something like this, could you do it? And like looking at the tools that you've seen, I mean, I honestly Adam does very verbose big campaigns, and more importantly, the story evolves with the choices of the players. So, do you think you could really pull off like a D&D style game of that magnitude in something like this?
I honestly do not know. I don't know if I'm qualified to answer such a thing. I feel like you definitely could, but it would be the DM and the players have to buy into, well, we're going to do this, but it's restricted in the game. Just so everyone knows.
Can you change the campaign on the fly, though?
You can, yes. Yes, you can totally write up like the overmap and you can change the path and like the the scroll with like, oh, the party moves forward to this. You can change everything right on the fly. Like he changed NPCs, what they were, what their description was, what was in their inventory. You can change all that shit. But I think it's best with not serious campaign. It's best for like this is going to be hilarious to improv comedy.
Right.
The entire time is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think that probably makes sense. But there is something to be said, Ko, about the streaming aspect of it. Because obviously, like what we do at Roleplay, we're basically having people buy into the idea of like, you got to make sure that in your head you have an idea of what we're saying looks like. But with this, it's literally, this is what this looks like in front of you. And that's kind of a cool thing.
Another side of it that's kind of interesting to think about is it's almost like the DMing tools in Divinity 2 are like an instrument, and like a DM would have to learn how to play it. So it's like you could be a really good DM, but if you don't know how to play the instrument right, you're not going to make great music with it. You know what I mean? Even though you're a great DM. So it makes me wonder if there's...
And that's true for rule sets.
It really makes me want to see a DM that's a really good DM, but also really good at a system like this. Like, I wonder what kind of that...
I'm unsure if they're going to open up the Steam Workshop for it, but if they did, that would be amazing for customized campaigns.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
There's got to be someone on.
Well, you could play through like a preset campaign. It'd be like buying like Dragon Mountain for Dungeons and Dragons,
just
like
like,
everything contained in
Temple of Elemental Evil.
Oh, yeah.
Or just
that was a
3D modeled
really good
assets.
old school game.
I would just sit there collecting thousands of 3D modeled assets off the Steam Workshop.
I would think there's got to be some, because if you're developing like a DM mode for your game, the best way to create that is to have a DM alongside as it's being created. So there's got to be someone is it Larian Studios? Is that the dev team?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be someone at Larian Studios that like knows the game in and out and knows the tools in and out and is also a good DM.
Well, Larian in general has tried hard to keep Divinity kind of to the pen and paper history that it's based on. Like even in its latest video, they do a feature video, and even like I remember I saw it today. A line is like keeping true to our pen and paper history. You can see attacks play out in turn-based combat stuff. So I mean, it seems like the entire game honestly is kind of angled towards that heritage, that homage.
Right. I mean, roles are always happening in the background, right?
Oh yeah.
They might even be public. Are the roles public in like the chat?
I
the
don't
battle
believe
log?
so.
Okay.
You do have a full combat log, but it mainly just tracks effects and like combat numbers and things.
I know
you
the
hit for
DM
X.
definitely saw him in the DM mode.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. He would
cool.
see
Because
he would see
Mercer
your
was
roles,
just
yeah.
like, oh, you fucked up.
Right, because
Awesome.
the way that I understood it, Bike, and from the little that I watched, it would be, I want to try to convince this NPC in front of us to whatever, to give us his money, and then it would basically prompt a roll on your screen that you would click, and it would roll, right? Okay, yeah. I think Adam would definitely be into just looking at it to see if it's worthwhile, then we can go from there.
I gotta admit, like someone just said in chat, like I could completely see doing like a thing with Zeke, like the Dwarf Brothers that we did in a thing like this with voices the whole time and like staying in character 100%. I gotta
That would
admit,
be cool.
I don't want to be dead the whole time. I want to be able to
No,
do stuff.
well,
I don't want to be a skull in a
the
bag.
early years module from our characters.
Right.
Okay.
The prequel.
The prequel.
No, JP, I, a little part of me really hopes you're looking at this and like really thinking of putting something together for it. I'd love to see a roleplay take in this.
It would be
environment.
delightful.
Yeah, we'll see. If I don't, or even if I do, I'm sure someone else will, and people pull from that and iterate on that for sure. So. Like I said last,
Steam Workshop too.
I think I said this. Maybe I didn't say it on Drop Frames, but they reached out to us to try to get something kind of official going. So we just have the live show this week. So they wanted it to happen this week, and I just couldn't commit to that with everything else going on. So
Oh man,
we'll definitely see
they'll
in the
work
next
with you
couple
down
weeks.
the road.
Yeah,
That'd be fun to see.
I'm interested in just seeing like the base game, like the game itself, because
Yeah,
I actually enjoyed playing. I think it was just the first Divinity when they put in all the voice stuff with Strippin' and co-op, because that was just an absolute shit show. If you're fumbling about in the game world for the first time and like walk into exploding barrels or something, or
oh my god, you dig up that grave, right?
yeah, or electrocute your friends and you're just like, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and reload. Like, that was a lot of fun playing just the co-op version. So we might be definitely be looking into that.
Yeah, especially since this new one's built with like 4-player in mind, and you don't have to stick together, and you have quests that the other ones don't know about. Like they showcase that one person has an assignment from the Assassin's League to kill another party member that's also a player.
Yeah,
and they have to choose whether to do that. Yeah.
Something that's cool is you pick a whole bunch of different things when you make your character, and one of the things you pick is traits. So you can pick like a soldier background, jester background, a noble background, and apparently you can pick 2 out of this big list, and apparently what traits you pick on a random character kind of influence how all these different things in the game world work. So like a jester may be able to entertain someone at a specific time. A soldier may get pulled aside by someone who notices their military like glare and get a quest that no one else would. Like there's all sorts of these little gotchas.
Like the dwarf works for the Empire, so the guards let him right in, but everyone else is gonna have to sneak around back and like figure something out different.
Oh, and then BikeMan, talk a little bit about the undead, because
you hear about the undead, JP? The undead class? They just announced you can play undead of any race. Healing really, really hurts you. You're not accepted in towns, but you have the ability to steal faces. So you can steal a face off of like whatever NPC and then wear it, and then you're like, like a Game of Thrones assassin.
Huh.
Pretty freaking cool. That sounds like an entirely different way of
let me pull up
plays like an undead actually does.
I'm pulling up this video real quick. Oh wow, that actually looks crazy. The player models look great. How many classes are in this game? Do you guys
Wow,
know
that
off
looks
the
so
top of your-
real.
Now that's another beautiful thing about this game. All classes are different stat delegations of the same pool that everyone gets. So like when you pick a class at the beginning of this game, if you pick like a battle mage, it's just going to put a single point in single hand and a single point in like arrow thurge. And then if you pick cleric, he's got like a point in hydro fist and a point in I think they call him war cry or war something now. So all the classes in this game is just a different stat delegation. Right when you start the game and you get your first couple levels, you can basically become any of the other classes. Like you can decide how you want to play the game early and then kind of adapt your character to your play style. And what's crazy though, and this is what blows me away about 2, they are almost completely changing how essentially combat is done from a few perspectives. Now you get physical armor that characters have to kind of chip through to get down. Like for instance, if you have a physical armor value, then you can't bleed. There's also magical armor. If you have magical armor, you can't be frozen, stunned, or set on fire. And then to put those out, you have to like use different skills on them. Also, there's no more speed variables. Like they've made so many changes to this game. I haven't even looked at them yet. I haven't had a chance to experience them. But just from the character selection, it's going to be a different world in a lot of ways.
The spell crafting is incredibly cool.
I haven't, yeah. But can you talk about that a little bit?
I can talk about the spell crafting. Like you have I don't know if was this in Divinity 1? You have your spider that you love using all the time, but you can actually combine that summon spider spell with like vampire shit
That
and
is
be like,
not
now it's a poisonous vampire spider, or like translucence. Oh, now it's a ghost spider. You know, like that, and you alter the entire effect of the spell to be whatever you combine.
To any spell?
Pretty much, yeah. The crafting system is very. From what they showed me, you can combine a lot of spells together to create unique offshoots.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was watching your party. You're just murdering your party here. Just chain reactions of shit going off.
Oh God.
That when they was doing the mines?
Okay, no. This
What the fuck?
This is a dude's house that is trapped. And he's basically set all these magical traps everywhere, and it was a nightmare moving through here the first time.
Stepping on him, I was laughing
Oh
so
my
hard.
God.
The wrong character selected, and he'd like, all right, so I'm gonna
Here's the best part though. So the way that this house works is you have this little radius around you that makes anything directly next to you invisible. So the way that the AI in this game works is if you click somewhere and you see a trap, then your character will intelligently path around it, right? Good AI. But with this little invisibility ring, you can click on the other side of a mine, and since it hides when you get near it, he'll just walk right over it like it's not there. It's like they literally set something up to bypass their own good AI. That place drove me insane.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. Blood pressure. Talking about blood pressure.
Yeah. No, I'm watching you do it now with this this wizard. That was also the other cool thing. Oh my. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he just reload calmly.
Burning.
Oh man, I never made it this far in this game. We stopped like near the watchtower area. I don't know if that means anything. When me and,
the lighthouse at the beginning.
Yeah, maybe it was a lighthouse. It was only like 5 or 6 hours in. This game's.
You know what the crazy thing is?
What's that?
That's the first 30th of the game.
Yeah, no, it was. We played like, we definitely played slow, but we had a lot of reloads. Like fights took us a very long time when me and Strippin were playing together because we were like grabbing boxes and throwing them on things next to each other and like exploding people. We weren't really playing just to win. We were playing to fuck over each other. So
Yep, sabotage the other player.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that was
Like
a lot
that
of fun.
Mario game with the 2 players jumping on each other's heads.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, cool. So the NDA lifts tomorrow morning. You said?
The NDA lifts tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I'm going to be playing DOS 1 from 8 to 11, and then literally the moment I can, I'm switching over to 2 and going for like the next 6 to 55 hours.
Only 6 to 55.
Is that 11 Eastern?
Small window.
Yep, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely gonna check that out. See what the story stuff is like. And it's fully voiced and everything from the get-go, right? There's not.
Yes,
yeah.
The new version is fully voiced. All the cinematics are in. You can select any race now at character creation. Like everything.
It's
is
insane
there.
they committed to fully voicing it, considering how much there is to voice.
One of the reasons I am streaming the game.
Yes, must support these devs.
Absolutely, like that. There's no fully voiced in a game like this. I hate passing up like PoE, Tyranny, PoE 2 coming out soon. Like it pains me to not stream those
just
games.
drains your essence to read the chat the entire time.
You're talking about reading novels, when you're talking about basically reading a novel out loud, like it's
I want to call up my kindergarten teacher and be like, "You read books to us, and I have so much more respect to you." You turned it around and showed us the picture too. It was great.
The thing that drives me nuts, and I literally offered to pay someone an Obsidian to do this, and they jokingly said they'd take it to the dev team. All I want is a button on the long ones, a little button, and if I click it, just give me the most rudimentary, basic ass Google voice.
Yeah,
just like blah 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 blah. Just read it to me. Just read it. I don't care if it's bad pronunciation or if I can barely understand it. Just read it and like just send it in the Google page and hit the read button. Like in fact, I almost started considering doing that. There's a little Google thing you can do. You just paste it in, hit play, and it just reads it all out. Yeah. I was like, if you make the text selectable in your game so I can copy paste it, I'll just do that.
That's true. That would work out.
I would play it.
Yeah, that was why I didn't jump into the first one till it was actually voiced, just because I mean, if you can't stand the reading shit, I can fucking not stand it at all. You're like the normal barometer. I'm just like 5 seconds of reading is too much.
Well, dude, the worst part is I grew up on CRPGs. They're one of my favorite genre to play. But it is also one of the very few genres of games where it's like there is a significant, severe difference in enjoyment when you're playing it as opposed to streaming it. It is two different worlds. Because I read like 3 or 4 times faster than I speak.
Sure.
So a lot of times for me, when I'm reading out like these multi-page things, I'm just sitting there like, and then the guy took the pail from the girl and said, "No, that's my bucket to fill of water at the well." And then he said, "No, it's mine." So they fought and pulled each other's hair. And I'm just sitting there like, I want to go to the next NPC.
Dude, Tyranny was the worst, dude. I really tried too. Like I did a lot of it. But it's like fucking 20 dialogue options anytime you talk to someone, and they're all like 20 levels deep and paragraphs.
And the worst part is you want to know everything they all say.
It's really interesting and well written. All of it is amazing.
You don't want to waste a word.
You want a revolver with a single bullet next to you because you're going to end your life if you keep like going.
Oh my God.
Pretty much. And for those asking in chat real quick, CRPGs these days, CRPG has been a lot of different things over the years. These days, CRPG generally stands for classic RPG. Think Baldur's Gate, Fallout 1, Icewind Dale, Plains of Elemental Evil. It's turn-based, very story, narrative focused, very deep RPGs. Divinity: Original Sin, Pillars of Eternity, Tyranny, those are all CRPGs. Yep. ARPGs are Diablo, Path of Exile, Grim Dawn, and then CRPGs are the generally slower, lots more reading, more story-focused games.
Yep.
Dungeon Siege is an ARPG, for those asking. Yeah, ARPG.
Did you see the new Lost Ark trailer for closed beta 2?
Did I see ships in that trailer? Did I see Okay. Okay, I don't know.
Pull this
The
up real
whole
quick.
ocean, yes.
I don't know if you watch Key and Peele, but you know those the two valets that do like is that my shit? Like we could totally do that with Lost Ark after that last video. Because my God, dude, I saw that ship combat. I didn't even know what I was watching, and I was in love with it.
There's so much density in that game that whenever, like, even I say it, it's like, is that game ever going to come out? Like, you only hear about it like once a year. CB2, 1 and 2, that was a year between those. Because there's so much fucking shit in the game. And they're Korean. So they're like meticulously weaving and creating it. So it's perfect. So yeah, it's going to be a while. But
I haven't actually seen this trailer yet.
PoE sold me on ARPGs again. PoE has reignited my love.
Can you say Pillars
ARPGs.
of Eternity, please?
Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah.
But no, it like seriously, I was sort of hyped for Lost Ark, and about 90% of that hype was because of you, BikeMan, because you were like, you're going to like and play this game, and I was like, I don't know if I want to. He said, you're going.
Well, when it hits the US, yeah.
But now that I'm kind of back in the RPG kick, dude, oh man, I'm ready to dive into this one.
This trailer goofs off a little bit at the beginning with some stuff, but then like once it does the title screen, it's like, check out this gameplay. Here's the ocean. Here's treasure hunting. It's like, oh my God, stop showing me mechanics.
The boat thing, dude. At one point, it shows there's apparently naval combat. Didn't even know that was going to be in the game. There's a ship-to-ship combat, and at one point they pop open a window that's like the character panel for the ship, and I was just sitting there like. It looked like an entirely different game in terms of like all the stuff you could do to the ship and what they were doing, and I had no idea that was even in the game.
Go whaling, go fishing, go treasure hunting.
But yeah, it's looking pretty cool, man.
It's ARPG. It's ARPG Arcade, that world right there.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there's land, open world. It's an MMO, so there's hundreds of other people running around. It's not instanced. And then there's like the water. It's ocean overworld too.
I haven't seen this at all. That looks fucking rad. I don't.
Yeah.
Look at that fin! Look at this shit! They're trying to get the little guy. That looks so much fun, man. Getting like
Until they get to the
together.
whale, it's like bigger than their ships are.
I am a little worried. I guess worried is the term. I feel like Path of Exile has spoiled me on what I want from these type of games moving forward. That if it doesn't have the like crazy amount of customization in terms of
Yeah, this looks
skills,
way more amusement park.
Yeah. Then I don't know if I could spend that long in it. But graphic wise, this looks fucking really pretty, without a doubt. So.
Well, and another thing, JP, that'll be interesting is with Path of Exile, and I mean, I say you did this, but I essentially did it too with chat's help. We basically follow what people tell us to do. There's
Right.
not a lot of customization because, I basically went off chat. 99% of people follow guides.
Yeah.
So one of the things I'm kind of hoping with this one is that it brings back that feeling of actually customizing a character how you want. And it's not so much just like in PoE where it's like you need to do this to actually do well.
That's true.
So it's character customization, how long you can level, and what kind of endgame content is going to be huge in this game. That's one of the things that I'm actually most interested in knowing about it.
Holy
Lost Ark
shit.
has 19 classes at the start.
Awesome.
Dude, these
Sounds good.
environments look insane.
What they're priding themselves on are the cinematic dungeons, and you see them like climbing up the books like they're all like shrunken.
Yeah.
The cinematic dungeons are like God of War, basically, where like it'll like jump into a FMV or not FMV, the in-game cutscene, and then it'll jump back out, and you're playing still. Like in God of War when they did that a lot.
There's robots. I didn't expect.
Dude,
those
there's
to
a
be good.
tech class.
Oh,
I
really?
can already tell you that's what I'm going to be playing. There's like some kind of sci-fi
Yeah.
laser energy weapon thing that looks awesome.
And they show a few of the classes in a second in the trailer.
Yeah, that does look really cool, actually. It looks very Korean game, though. Without
Also,
a
I
doubt.
love in this game that every character is ragdolled. That's another thing. So it makes it so when you like that, when
Yeah.
you do like crazy big moves that actually throw things, like they all realistically ragdoll against the environment. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're showing some of the super moves for the classes here.
Damn, that looks pretty crazy. That guy's got a gun.
I think this may be the guy that I'm looking at. Yeah.
The missile launcher tech guy?
There's one guy that has like these two. It's like a gunslinger style thing.
I think the missile launcher guy has like subclasses, and you can like be like flamethrower guy or Gatling gun guy or missile launcher guy. I like how he has an electric guitar. Look at the guitars on the F2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't even see that. Man, some of these
Jesus,
abilities just
man.
look fucking crazy.
Yeah, they have this
Now-
like tripod system where like you can augment the ability different ways. Like there's like a branching path for the ability that you can choose.
Bike,
Go.
is this the game that has the PvP arena videos?
Yeah.
that I'm thinking about? Yeah, that shit looks nuts. Like it reminds me of Arcade arena PvP. Like it looked really fun.
Hopefully with a lot less stuns.
Yeah, but I liked it that it wasn't like super fast. That's one of the problems with a lot of
yeah.
ARPG PvP is that it
Oh
becomes
yeah, you
the
used to
point
be
where it's just
cracked
like,
out on the
who
arcade
can one
arena.
Oh yeah, dude, I loved it. I did fine tuning PvP builds in Arcade Arena. I did that. I did PvP nonstop for weeks in Arcade, and I loved it. But the only reason I did was because the arena was actually, it was actually an arena. It wasn't just like what you get most days, where it's like
Well,
who can one shot the other person quickly.
Yeah.
Like,
You also
got to
played a
make
class that
fine-tuned
was-
builds, and there was rock paper scissors and like all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, you also played that class that was super good in the arena.
I did at the beginning, but it
Yeah.
actually got nerfed
What was
a
it,
few days after I
Stone-
started. It got nerfed.
Stone
Arrow?
Arrow, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had to actually change my build around 3 or 4 times during my arenaing because they kept a lot of the devs like to watch my stream, and I got nerfed twice
Oh, yeah.
during my arenaing on abilities that I favored and talked about on the stream. I was pretty pissed about that, to be honest.
Yeah,
But to be fair, it was really strong at the beginning.
Stone Arrow was fucking made me not PvP because of how strong it was at the beginning. That was ridiculous. Bike, have they said when this is any?
CBT 2 is happening like literally right now. There's
Yeah.
a couple Korean streamers. I'm not sure if anyone else is picking it up. It's really hard to get into.
Yeah,
Really
And
hard to get
also,
into.
The biggest issue with this
What
is they
the
have
fuck?
not yet officially confirmed an NA release,
that's right. I remember.
which
seeing that,
hurts.
yeah.
It hurts a lot.
I'm playing it in
hurts
Korean. I don't care.
a lot. But yeah.
I'll
the end
arc
of the
gauge
trailer?
Black Desert it like I did with those.
It's going to get to the point with me where as long as I can understand what's on the stream, or screen, I will find a way to play this game. Like there's no NA competitor even on the horizon.
Someone eventually within 3 months will probably figure out a rudimentary Google Translate like file that you can overlay on the UI like they always do.
Yeah. That game looks great.
Speaking of which, real quick, just so I'm not completely uninformed here, is there anything else like Lost Ark on the horizon?
Nope.
Yeah, like it is pretty much the only.
I'm usually scouring Korea and China for like what their like latest crazy invention is for MMOs, but there's nothing right now.
Yeah.
At least nothing interesting for me.
I think for
definitely a class of
releases,
its own.
the next couple years are going to be the original NA MMOs that have been in development now for like 4 or 5 years. Like we're going to see Crowfall
The
come out.
Kickstarter games,
Camelot
yeah.
Unchained's going public. Pantheon goes public next year.
Everyone says Lineage Eternal, but it looks so bland to me. It looks just bland as hell.
Lineage Eternal?
It's the ARPG that's competing with Lost Ark, and it just looks like standard. It looks standard.
I've never been into the Lineage games. Those are, for someone who likes grinding games, those games have too much grind.
I got into 2, but
Yeah.
I hit a couple walls in that one.
You grind like a motherfucker in those games. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have not heard of Lineage. What was it? Eternal? Yeah. I've never
Eternal.
heard of that.
Oh, it is super early with this one too, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Zeke, your XCOM run still trucking along? I can hear myself.
It is.
Yeah, how's that going? Let's talk about it.
Oh, it's going great and bad, and it's wonderful. I'm having such a good time because once I get to certain areas, I do have to kind of stop looking at chat because half the fun is going in and not knowing what happens, and then just having shit just go fucking totally bonkers and bad for you. Like this one mission, I lost, I think three soldiers because stupidly, it makes sense now, common sense wise, but we were all within, like we were all going to go to the evac zone the next turn, and I threw a grenade at an enemy that was sort of by the evac zone, and the evac zone was on the second floor.
Oh, I know where this is going.
So the evac zone disappeared, and I went, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I blew up. Oh, no, it makes total sense, but fuck, I didn't know that. So they moved the evac zone another movement away.
Yeah.
And there are people there dropping in and shit, and I just got fucking wrecked.
Oh, man.
Like, my entire team got wrecked, and they're made for some really funny moments because I felt it was just crestfallen. I was just like, oh, God. Now everybody's going to die. I have, like, my best squad out here. It was a very difficult mission. And so, like, I ran, and someone, like, it just piled on, like, got mind controlled, got stunned out. And I was like, one dude is going to make it out. And what ended up happening was the one dude that was going to make it out, like, I was like, don't worry. He's got that, what is it? Where you can dodge Overwatch, where the first Overwatch shot will miss.
I know the ability that you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, he'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Starts running. First one was like, yeah, it's a miss. Gonna miss that first one. And then another one just goes, do. It just counts like, oh, there's two of them.
Pictures like
Fuck.
he's got fucking
Dead.
Ramsey Snow shooting arrows at him and shit.
Oh, my God. And just dead. Just, and I went, well, fuck. That was the only guy that was going to make it. And then one of the stun guys was like, I'm not stunned anymore. It's like, oh, great. So we got to draw this out even further. So we got up, and he eventually, like, I think he, something happened where I got 3 people out, but it just was a fucking nightmare. And also, I got to my first chosen. I got to the assassin.
Oh,
And
yeah? How'd that go?
Holy fucking shit, do they pile it on. Just pile it on. I was like, all right, got that. Okay, we're going to defeat some ads first. No problem. Pow, 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 pow. All right, the assassin, where'd she go? Oh, shit, she comes out. It's like, oh, battle scanner. Fucking, I missed the battle scanner. I was like 1 square off from revealing her. So I was like, fuck. So she was like really tough to kill. and they kept dropping ads, and I was like, fucking shit. So I finally get her down, and then I go to I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there's another phase where you have to destroy this one thing, and I was like, oh, done. Oh shit, I'm not done. Drop. It was just fucking pile it on. But it was awesome. It was one of the most like intense, stressful fucking things I've done in an XCOM game.
Definitely.
But when it was done, I lost. I ended up losing one. Only one soldier died during that mission. But there was a lot of luck. If I didn't make one last shot, and it was like, I don't know what the percentage was. It was like some low, like 38% shot.
Yeah.
If I hadn't have made one shot, 2 more people would be toast. And I was just like, come on, XCOM guys. Dead. And I was like, oh!
Sounds like XCOM.
Just elation.
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
like XCOM. Co, did you finish your run, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
smooth.
I basically, it turned into like I did everything I could possibly do in the game.
Yeah.
And oh man, dude, I finishing that and watching the finale again, and then watching the extra stuff that they added.
Dude, the
for
extra
Chosen,
stuff.
I got them goosebumps, man.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy because I just finished a probably 30 to 40 hour run of the game for a second time, watched the same cinematic, and still not only got goosebumps at the end, but was like, I'm ready for XCOM 3. Like,
Yeah.
I could start XCOM 3 tomorrow.
Oh,
like,
without a doubt.
oh man, dude, it was War of the Chosen was so good.
I
It was
think
so
anyone that completes XCOM, I think Zeke will echo the same thoughts you just did, has that feeling that they just want more. Because by the time it's over, you're just like, fuck, man, I lost all those like connections with the soldiers that I had and all the stupid missions that I went on, and that guy like almost made that, like Zeke was just saying, he made that low percentage shot to end the run or whatever.
Dude, I'm gonna miss Psych.
Does Long War work with it yet?
Psych.
I don't know if they have a Long War mod for the new
Because you think that
expansion.
would probably help a little.
Yeah. And they took a lot of stuff, or it seems like they took a lot of stuff from Long War for the expansion.
Richard Hammer was saying that
Yeah.
it adapted a lot of the stuff he loved about Long War.
Yeah.
It has so much more like management and customization and choices.
In all the best
than
ways,
the
though.
original XCOM 2 like vanilla it's fucking ridiculous. And that's part of the reason why it takes so long, is because I want to build the wrong things at the wrong time and learn like, oh shit, this is what I should have done. I wasted my time on this, but now I know that this is what I want to do first before, blah, 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 blah. And this is important, or this is way more important than this. Like, how important is gathering intel versus squiggle bucks or whatever you call them?
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. Like, what do you need to do these things, and what's important? Should I make contact? Is that important? Do I need to do that now? Like, all this kind of stuff. And I love just fucking failing. Like, my avatar clock is like at 3 minutes to midnight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's getting hectic. And I'm doing every like covert op that says reduce the avatar clock.
That thing's a
and I
lifesaver.
Also, don't put a calendar and advent in the same goddamn game, because I keep calling it the advent calendar.
I think I called it that just ironically throughout the entire playthrough. Not even noticing it. Yeah.
God.
I agree with that.
But it's also fun to like find out enemies that you're like, you go up and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy, and it's like, oh, he did this thing that makes him fucking explode in your face if you try and kill him too close and shit like that. I love that. Like,
yeah.
I've probably like, I've gone into it with a different mindset for sure. Like, casualties don't bother me as much anymore.
Well, you got to lose a couple soldiers for that to occur. You got to have a couple.
I don't know how many I've lost. I've probably lost like 10.
Yeah.
If not more than that, maybe a dozen. I'm not sure, but also, I'd say probably 25% of the time, so that might be a little high. But a huge chunk of my time is spent making like mission and memorial posters.
Oh no, those are the best. I said that it's best. It's the best, Zeke.
Fucking love it, man.
It's the best Zeke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go back and like grab all because it saves them as screenshots. And I think it's like My Documents Games or whatever. I would love to post all those up from my playthrough somewhere.
Wait a minute. It saves them in your documents?
Yeah, it's under like My Documents, My Games, 2K Games, XCOM, JPEGs or something like that. So yeah, you can post them up on like ImageGur or wherever
Photo
you post them. Yeah. Did you see them?
Oh my God, there's headshots. Oh my God, it has headshots of every single character I've made.
Yeah, I don't know where those come from.
And user photos, it has all of them. Oh my God, I didn't know that. That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you should post them on Twitter. I think that's why they did that is because they wanted people to market the game for them, which is fucking brilliant because they're also just super fun to make.
What would be the best way to post all those?
Probably just post them in like an ImageGur album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just upload them all there.
Wow, I didn't know I could just do that. That's fucking... Oh, that's amazing.
And then, Zeke, it looks like you finished up Mario X Rabbids right after Drop Frames last week. Was that...
I did, yes indeed.
Should I show any of that? Is that super spoilery?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'll bring it
It's
up
not,
and,
I
and
mean,
look at
guess,
it.
I mean, guess who's the final guy? Take a guess.
Bowser?
Ooh,
Man.
If I had to guess, that's what I'd say.
Yeah. But it's a fucking fantastic game. Like easily one of my top 5 games of the year so far.
Really?
It's just super fast, super fun. It's action. If you're going into it with an XCOM mentality, you can stress over things. You don't have to.
Yeah. It seems
You can fail
low
a
stress.
battle and just do it again. You don't lose soldiers. Like I failed a couple of battles.
My Mario's
and then I just went
injured for
back and
3
did
months,
it again.
dude.
It's great. You can go in there just fucking gung-ho as fuck, and a lot of times you win. You just walk in the middle of people and just be like, I don't care if this hurts me and everyone around me, but boom! And then everybody dies. You're like, fuck yeah!
Do you know what
everybody
you're talking about, Zeke? My Mario got killed. I had to get a Canadian Mario recruit and level him from 0. I had 2 Peaches out on injury for 3 months.
But no, it was super fun. I can't wait to take this on the road, do the challenges, try and get all golds and stuff like that. It has pretty decent replay value because knowing what I know now, I can go back and probably beat a ton of levels in half the time.
Sure. Just from...
But
yeah.
it's a blast to play. It's got a goofball sense of humor, which I kind of dig from time to time.
It's pretty. And it's nostalgic to look at.
Yeah.
It looks
And
like
it's
a
super
Mario
fast,
RPG. Like I want a Mario
It
RPG
does,
that looks
yeah.
like this game.
Yeah, it has sort of that feeling to it. It's movement into a battle. Movement, battle. You can walk around, find secret little chests and little weapons here and there and all kinds of different and you go back to levels because you got this ability that you saw in level 1, 2, and you're like, oh shit, I can break these blocks now. I'm gonna go back to level 1, 2 and get this secret.
Yeah,
Yada, yada, yada.
Metroidvanias.
Yeah, it's got a lot of that stuff and it's fucking fantastic. I had a blast playing it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Bike, you been playing anything off stream? What have you been checking out?
I've been boring and not really, no.
Yeah. Makes
No,
sense.
not much. I've been catching up on books and watching movies and resting basically.
What are books, man? Why would you even waste your
You get well, I don't know what books are. I got this Kindle thing on my iPad.
Okay.
I'm reading World War Z right now. It's actually a really good book.
Co, anything that you've been checking out besides the Divinity? Mostly just like Divinity, XCOM, and Darkwood. We've talked about that stuff.
Yeah, it's really kind of been one trick pony for me recently. I'm just kind of gearing up for Divinity 2 and then all the games in October.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mordhau. I forgot. I was playing Mordhau. Herpaderp.
Did you? So have you played it?
Segue.
Yeah, I played it with Strippin yesterday and Classy Packs.
Let me pull. Did you stream it or were you just playing?
Strippin streamed it.
Okay. Strippin's a nice guy. I'll bring up his broadcast.
need it. Lawyers are going to be all over you.
Yeah. How is someone who necessarily thought chivalry was a little bit shallow? Does it curb that, or is it pretty much chivalry? Like, where are your thoughts on it?
I think it's a bit deeper than chivalry, and once you figure out those under the hood mechanics that they added, you have more options than you did.
Okay.
But someone who has thousands of hours in chivalry is going to house you.
That makes sense.
Yesterday, we were playing with some really good players who made custom characters with just underwear and a sword, and were killing entire teams of fully armored people by themselves. I think we had some devs, if I had to guess. But it was still fun. Once you learn how to feint, you can push the R button and change your grip on a weapon. So like you can grip instead of like swinging the axe like down low, you can grip it like right under the blade and like chopping like really fast.
Huh.
And it's kind of like got that strategy to it. You can also whip things at each other.
Is it
bow and arrow and crossbow's not even in yet?
Is it preferred to play with keyboard and mouse, or do you use a gamepad for it?
I would keyboard and mouse, honestly. It's like a mix between chivalry controls and Mountain Blade, which I love. I love that they did that. Like in chivalry, I always hated that it was like left click is always the same swing no matter what you do. Always the same. Rolling the mouse wheel up is under attack. Rolling the mouse wheel down is over attack, But in this one, it's got that Mountain Blade element where you click and move the mouse a little bit in a direction, and that's the direction you swing.
Right. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, we could just play this for like the next hour and a half if you guys want to check it out.
I'm down.
Let's
it's
do
fun.
it. I'm totally down.
Okay. There's a tiny bit of news that I do want to talk about because some of it kind of surprised me, but it doesn't surprise me at all. Fortnite launched a battle royale thing yesterday. What?
So how is that?
Yeah, dude. I saw that and I went, yeah, that's good. That's good business right there.
Is it going to be another one of those games where like the main game is just forgotten and dusty now because
Probably.
the battle royale is what everyone's just going to play it?
That's what I think. I
think that's what's going to happen with it. Yeah.
They announced this yesterday. I'm trying to find the announcement trailer. And it's live now. Battle Royale. And they're not even shying away. It's literally called Fortnite: Battle Royale. And it's exactly what you would expect. I don't know. It seems kind of ridiculous, but someone had to be the first to do it, and I guarantee you they're not going to be the last. I guarantee you you're going to see a bunch of other franchises do the same exact thing and just have battle royales.
Playing it this morning.
Yeah, what did you think of it when watching, and what did he think of it while playing?
Well, he was doing a sponsor stream for Fortnite, which is I wonder if it was because of the BR portion.
Probably.
I didn't get to see too much of him streaming it, but I did get to see some of the gameplay. And it looked interesting. Like you could see the battle royale elements there, and but you could also see like some of the base building mechanics there, and the looting looked a little interesting. So I don't know. It's an interesting attempt at it. But like being able to just like you just saw, like you land on a building and you just like cut through the roof to get to the loot.
Right.
Or you're trapped between two players and you can put like a wall between yourself and them.
Yeah.
I saw Shorty do that.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be interesting. Here's the thing though. I bet Fortnite fans, people that are already playing this game, I bet you they're loving this. Because, it's taking all the stuff that they've been working on and saving it. And see, here's the thing though, and I'm interested. Have any of you guys played this at all yet, by the way?
I've played Fortnite, but I've not played the Battle Royale yet.
Does it have any connection to your existing character? Or is it like...
I don't believe it does.
Or is it like how Division did it?
I don't believe it does. I haven't played it, though, so I can't actually confidently say that it does not.
I see weapon rarities. I'm wondering how they're balancing that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Chad is saying that it has nothing to do with your main character.
Okay.
So see, that's interesting to me. Because, like, if you look at all of the things they did in the normal Fortnite game to perpetuate putting money into it, which is what they have to do. It's a free-to-play game. And then to come up with this, like, other attractive portion that's almost like what H1Z1 did, where it's like they have their survival and their BR. So I wonder what their thinking is here. Like, are they luring people into the BR aspect to try to attract them to the free-to-play where they'd spend their money? Or are they trying to have existing fans have something fun to do on the side?
Probably both, I would think.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting to see them, especially at this stage in the game's development and life cycle, to be like putting on entire new game modes. It's kind of cool, actually. We'll have to see where it goes.
I'm curious how long this has actually been in development. I don't think they arbitrarily put it out. I think they had this plan forever.
There was.
I think so.
And I think since Pub Battlegrounds got popular, they probably were like, we should do this.
I'm sure it's.
I think H1Z1 was popular.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case. They were responding to people yesterday on Twitter. The official Fortnite account was because some people were just like, "Well, what does this mean for the base game? Are you guys just done with that because you wanted to make some money, or that? What does it mean?" They were saying that like, oh, the normal base game of Fortnite is still being worked on by the same exact team. They're still pushing along, etc. We just decided that we love playing battle royale games, so we decided to bring this into Fortnite, and hopefully.
But they're giving this illusion that they pulled this out of their ass, but I don't think so. I think that this has been a long.
I don't know
time.
if they're. I don't know if they're pulling an illusion of that. Development takes time. You can't hide that. It's not like they're just overnight. Oh, let's make a battle royale thing.
I guess I'm just getting that from people treating it that way.
Yeah, possibly. Is it live on PS4 and Xbox, or is it only live on PC? Do you guys know? Because it says right here that Fortnite is available, but I don't know if the Battle Royale mode is available on consoles. Because if it is, then console players actually have like a Battle Royale game to play. Because they don't have one right now, because PUBG's not on Xbox yet. Which is kind of a big deal, if that's the case. But you guys are all looking at your monitors and not even thinking about the question that I'm posing.
I was totally spacing and looking at like
every single person's head was in a
box arts.
complete opposite direction. Just like, anyways, man, I wonder what I'm gonna eat. Wonder what I'm gonna eat for dinner tonight.
Was that the question? Because now I'm super engaged.
I mean,
I'm sorry, they almost beat the raid,
I had McDonald's last night, so.
but then they choked, so it's okay.
Hey, kind of off topic.
Anyways,
I got my Twitch jersey.
Oh, cool.
Twitch jersey. What do you mean?
Yeah, the jersey they give to partners for TwitchCon.
Wait,
Right.
really?
Oh, that's awesome. Where's the?
Oh, this is the other one though.
I'm confused. I didn't know those were even sent out.
This is the Designed by Humans one.
Oh, wait, they actually sold that?
It's kind of a troll. It's kind of a I think the Designed by Humans one is kind of like, so we heard you didn't like the baseball tee.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you're gonna like this one instead.
So wait, they sent that to you or you bought it?
I bought it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's available for anybody. It's just you just go down Designed by Humans. You can get your own jersey.
Did you choose the color?
No. It's a special like promotional thing.
And they're all blue.
See, it says TwitchCon, or it says TC, not TwitchCon.
That's purple. It just looks a little bluey.
Oh yeah, it's purple. It's definitely purple.
Oh, it is purple. Oh,
Yeah, I just don't. My saturation is down because I'm red.
Cool.
If it's not from Twitch, Zeke, how are you supposed to look down on everyone who doesn't have one?
Yeah.
While you
I
sit
know
in the lounge?
it's 17 because of the year. TwitchCon 2017.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think everybody's had 17 on it.
I wonder if people will wear those into TwitchCon, and if Twitch will look at those and be like, "Fucking Designed by Humans, those assholes." Like, I wonder where the vibe is there in between the two, because it is like you said, it's a troll purchase or a troll.
I got both.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see.
But people were saying like it said jersey on it, and to a lot of people, like a baseball tee is not a jersey.
Oh, we're gonna get into
Which
this
is
topic now.
It is technically a jersey, but when people think of jerseys, they think of the football or basketball jerseys that are that loose fitting, heavy, like silky fabric.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to TwitchCon, so I don't really care.
You mother.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Goddamn great. Not gonna meet your the only place you meet your fucking fans. You're not going to any other con this year. I'm gonna shame you.
There's going to be a Twitch party on a
You
haunted
can't
ship.
shame someone who has no shame, Zeke.
How? Yeah.
I was gonna say he's also dating a Twitch employee. There's like zero
Yeah.
excuse.
Yeah. Was there any other news apart from that?
There we go. I upped the saturation, so hopefully. Nope, still looks blue to you guys.
Still looks a little blue, yeah.
That is blue.
I don't know. Maybe white balance.
Oh God. Yeah, it looks a tiny bit more
purpley?
purpley. Yeah.
Also, we just had our first person on Twitch beat the raid.
Who beat it?
We did. Who was it?
Slayer Rage.
Oh, Goth is still going at it. Oh,
Slayer Rage got it. Goth's team is still going at it. Unfortunately, from what I understand, they basically had it 2 or 3 attempts ago, but it looked like one of the team members, unfortunately, did. I'm not really following how to do the raid. I'm trying to just watch the stream, but it looks like one of the team members, unfortunately, had a critical error, and they lost. So
it's fairly clear to me they should be ostracized out of the community.
Yeah, they apparently got so close.
No, if you look at Goth right now, he looks like like Zach Galifianakis when he's making fun of a Beautiful Mind, and you see those like things like popping up like around his face. That's what he fucking looks like right now.
Dude, they have been doing this for the last 6 hours straight. Goth has been up since 6 a.m. basically streaming Destiny and into the raid stuff. Like 12 and a half hours straight they have been streaming, and for the last 6 hours, nothing but focused on beating this raid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely hardcore in it. But to everyone in the chat that's good to type this out, it's literally typing this out. WoW players do that for like weeks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
especially progression raiders.
Yeah,
that are going for world first. That is the definition of what is called poop socking.
Yeah. That's where that came from, without a doubt. And I could never do that ever again. It's a different type of beast.
I outgrew that, unfortunately.
Same here.
You need to have a youthful energy to participate in that, and a youthful lifestyle. Funny enough, so people around you don't kill you for doing that for that long amount of time.
Exactly.
But yeah, different day and age.
There was some PUBG stuff that the fog stuff and a new gun came in this week. But to me, the bigger news is that they hit 1 million concurrent players on Steam, and that's kind of crazy. Like that's a fucking big deal. I think the highest concurrent ever on Steam is like 1.2, which was Dota. If they surpass that, I will be blown away. I mean, I'm already blown away by the success of that game, but that is, for a non-Valve title to jump that much in like 6 months? How long has that game been out? I think 6 months. That's fucking crazy.
I think close to 6 months or a little over.
Yeah.
And then it depends on if you count the, But
when is it getting like the vaulting stuff? I'm really excited.
I was actually going to say that. Another little bit of news. They announced that at the end of this year, that vaulting should be in the game, and that is going to change. Oh my God. Ooh, vaulting is going to be probably one of the bigger changes to come to that game.
Yeah.
Because
that
it's going to.
And Squad both get vaulting.
Yeah. But like in PUBG, dude, I mean, you're talking about no longer can you just kind of like trap someone in a room with a window. No longer can you assume that the only way that someone can get into the house you're in is the door. Like it's gonna completely change how a lot of that stuff works.
Climbing in through the windows.
Yeah. I think the fog stuff too is going to change the game completely, because it becomes less of a like sniper game, and it becomes more of a little bit more close quarter combat. Which I think for a lot of people, the hardest thing in that game is the long distance fighting. That's where the majority of people die. They can't tell where the bullets are coming from. They just can't get the aim. They can't get the drop off on all the shots. And now
I still want them to put in an equivalent that's a red zone that just drops smoke grenades.
Where everything just becomes a giant smoke.
Just giant smoke grenades. And like basically those areas just become like you can't see 15 feet in front of you while you run through them.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd be into that. I'd be into that. There's also that Nintendo Direct going right now, but I don't think they've really announced anything new. Apparently Doom's going to the Switch. It's fine. Play a PC version, it's better. I'm not sure what else is coming out of that. And then in terms of other news here, just to wrap up before we jump over and play some Mordhau. What else was there? Destiny had 1.2 million concurrents last week. I don't know if that was just PlayStation or if that was across all platforms. But that game obviously sold fucking incredibly well. What was that? Cody, do you know anything about the Bethesda crap that he came out and said there is no unannounced game coming out in 2017, and then they said to ignore it, and now they went back and said that there is a game coming out? What was that whole thing about?
All I know is it's PR tomfoolery. That's all I know. It just, at this point, there's no real information out. They have flip-flopped twice on this, so who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been so much said on yes, there will be a game and no, there will not be a game that at this point that there's no news. Like we'll just have to wait until we hear something concrete.
Okay. And that's pretty much it. So I think we're going to wrap up.
That's exactly right. It's probably an announcement like Skyrim now on Kindle.
Jesus Christ.
Hooray.
On Nook.
Is Skyrim on mobile yet?
Switch.
It's
Or
coming
is
to
it?
the Switch.
It's coming
Yeah.
to the Switch, yeah. Yeah, but it's not on like iPad or anything.
I'm waiting
right?
for a Fallout collectible card game.
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't done that yet. It looks like Goth's about to kill it right now.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, there they go. Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Bungie's actually in a new bit of hot water because of their mod thing. I don't know if you guys heard about this.
I did.
Fallout, their paid mod system, which they vehemently still don't want people calling it that, even though it is just like that's exactly what it is. It's paid mods. But
You mean to say Bethesda? I think you said something else.
I meant to say Bethesda. Well, I meant to say Fallout. But basically, what happened is with the Bethesda stuff and the store, when installing the software needed for the paid mods to work properly, it would screw up people's non-paid mods mod load order. And what that was essentially doing to people that were using a lot of mods was completely breaking their game, even if they didn't buy any mods off the store.
Huh.
So from what I understand, the problem was kind of semi-localized. Like not a huge amount of people went through it, but man, talk about a slap in the face, dude. I mean, just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're never going to be able to do what they want to do and not get a shit ton of shit for it. In that regard.
There's
They're
no
trying
way.
to close Pandora's box
Yeah.
is what they're trying to do. They're trying to close Pandora's box with this paid mod thing. And the crazy thing is it's like, guys, you're already so overtly doing everything you can do to make money. Like you funneled all of your decent production income into an MMO. You started a card game. Like it's clear you have Fallout Shelter that you can buy packs for. Like, do you really need that? It gets to a point where you just kind of have to be like, do you really need all this money? Like, can't you just like take a little bit of a hit and fire the greedy executives and make us Elder Scrolls 6?
Right?
Please?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
know.
trying to milk
But yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I feel bad too because
That fucking cow is like, it's just the skinny, just bones, like trying to get all the Skyrim milk out of the.
They have a milking machine hooked up to the
emaciated.
milking machine. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. And the cow's just sitting there on its back at this point, just like, kill me.
It looks like a deflated cow balloon. Just
yeah.
It's like you see written across like it's deflated udders, like Skyrim coming soon.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
All I can think about is that Simpsons with like the historical park that now charges money. Like Skinner can't afford to take on the field trip, and it says now owned by Disney. Sorry, but there's profit to be had.
Right. Man.
At least they're publishing good games. I will still.
Yeah, they are.
At least they're published. As long as they, dude, and as far as I'm concerned, with what they currently have, they could just stop game production. They
Yeah.
could become Bethesda publishing house, and they could just find Arcane Studios and Machine Games and the people that are making all these really cool games, and just have them do it. I guess.
Hey,
I don't
didn't
know.
that did the DLC for Dishonored come out this week, or is that next week?
16th is when we're.
I
gonna
would like to play the shit out of
Oh,
that.
that's
actually.
next
Early access on the 14th. It looks pretty cool. Actually, Death of the Outsider, the new Dishonored thing, looks pretty cool. But again, that's by Arcane Studios. So
Cool. Well, let's do some shout outs because we're not over. We're going to go play Mordhau for about an hour and 15 minutes, but Drop Frames in terms of the actual show is over. So let's do those shout outs and then we'll jump into some Mordhau for a bit. Zeke, you want to start us off?
Sure. What's up, everybody? Want to thank BikeMan for being here. I'm glad you can be here. It's very nice. That everything is hopefully working out. Also, thank you to Co and JP for being here. I am a variety broadcaster. I broadcast at noon Pacific, usually every day except Friday. I'm on XCOM 2 right now, and I really want to keep going through it. It just takes me a long time because failure is an option for me. So if you want to tune in to me, I'll be on at noon tomorrow. Maybe a little bit after we play Mordhau. Maybe I'll play some more today. We'll see. But that's all I got. So follow me on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube. All Ezekiel _III.
Good stuff. Co, some shout outs.
Sure. My name is Co. Hello. As always, a big thank you to Zeke and JP. It has always been a blast. And of course, my buddy BikeMan, who livens up any environment he happens to stumble into. On my channel, you will find all sorts of stuff. October is going to be huge. I'm going to be doing pretty much 8 to 12 hour streams every single day, trying to get through every new release in October. And then tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., we begin our potential 100% of Divinity Original Sin 2. If you are interested in all in that game, would love to see you stop by. We'll be starting at 8 a.m. for kind of a pre-party for a few hours in the original, and then diving into 2 the second we can at 11 a.m. So hope to see you there. And as always, thank you for watching today.
Thanks for coming on, Bike. Last but not least, glad you're feeling better, man. Sorry I had to go through all that shit.
Man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'm
do some
BikeMan. Not streaming at the moment because I'm still resting, but every now and then. I really want to thank my leg blood vessels for being there for me in my time of need. No thanks to my old blood vessels who clogged up. Fuck you. I want to thank to a lesser extent everyone who supported me, but like really the blood vessels are like me.
There you go. So we are ending a little bit earlier here, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can find the VODs of all. We're all going to stream individually, but we're going to jump into Mordhau because there really just wasn't too much to talk about. We're kind of just all catching up on things that we've talked about, XCOM, Divinity, stuff like that. So we should return next week with a normal show. But for now, we're going to take a quick break, have everyone boot up their streams and load up Mordhau, and then be playing that for the next hour. So if you are departing, we'll see you next week for more Dark Frames. If not, stand by, and we will be right back with some Mordhau. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.